Very cool. So in the bio, you mentioned you're from a war-torn country. Where were you
Yeah.
from originally?
So I've got quite a mixed background. I'm actually half Indian Portuguese. That's my heritage.
Okay.
And I was born in Pakistan, which
Okay.
is a Muslim country, but I'm a Catholic. I'm a Christian, right? And we make up 1% of, or less than 1% of the population in that country. So where I was born was, we were always a minority, and not just a minority, a super minority, to the point where you had to live in gated communities.
Wow.
Because really outside of that, you weren't safe. And there were all kinds of reports over there, where things would happen, and the law enforcement is not like it is in the US or Australia. So it wasn't safe, and it wasn't safe for women. It's still not safe for women. It's a part of the world where, things just happen, right? And people are a law unto themselves. So anyway, I grew up in that place for a couple of years. Then we moved to the Middle East, which, is a little bit better, but not a whole lot better in terms of that. And so I grew up in a place called Kuwait, which is in the middle of Iran and Iraq. And I lived there for 11 years till I was a teenager. And I witnessed bombs flying overhead all the time between the two countries. They were always at war. And so, I thought that was normal. I didn't know any better, right? And it wasn't until we got out and we started traveling around, and I'm like, man, the whole world is so different. People have freedoms. You can walk around. You can wear whatever you like. You can go to the beach. You can drink water out of a tap. We couldn't even do things like that. People had grass in their backyards. And you have trees. Whereas in the Middle East, there are no trees. There is no garden. There is no. So it was an interesting period of my childhood. But I then moved to Australia as a teenager, and my whole life changed with my family, obviously. And I'm sure we're going to get into that as well.
Absolutely. Wow. No, I used to work with a guy years ago that he always seems so calm. And it's like, doesn't all the stuff that's going on here, because there's layoffs and everything else, doesn't this upset you? He goes, I grew up with bombs dropping in neighborhoods. He goes, this doesn't bother me.